Yeah. So there's some really good features about this this rack. No, let's start over. Hey guys, Richard here from eBike Reviews and Adventures. Hope you ready. That is, I hope you are ready, because we're going to take a look at this e-bike rack right here from Hope You Ready Auto Parts Store over on Amazon. There are some things I like about this rack, but there is a bit of a flaw that you need to be aware of before you jump out there and consider buying this. I'm going to show you all about it, so let's get into the video. All right guys, just some quick stats here real quick. This Hope You Ready bike rack comes in at 77 pounds. It's made from aluminum and alloy steel, so it is a bit robust, and that's one of the things I really like about it, because this bike rack right here can hold 200 pounds. You can put 100 pounds on each rack, which is perfect because most, say, fat tire e-bikes, you know, they range anywhere from 70 to 80 pounds, and it's hard to find an e-bike rack for these bigger bikes that is built strong enough that can handle that, okay? So I love the fact that it is capable of hauling 200 pounds on the two racks right there. Let's see what else here. So 77 pounds weight, aluminum, alloy steel. Let's go ahead and get it on the truck, and we'll take a closer look. All right, we're going to stop right there for a moment, and I'm going to point out a couple of things to you. They don't give you instructions with this rack, so just be aware of that. Right back here is a convenient little place for the hitch pin, so you can pull that out, pull this off, and then you can reach up here and make sure that you get this locked in. All right, just be aware though that that pin is, at least on my hitch, is kind of small. It needs to be bigger, so it's a little bit of a tighter fit. And also, this rack does not come with an anti-rattle device, so in its configuration right now, it's going to bounce all over. But that's okay. What you need to get is you need to get one of these aftermarket, if you can see that, get one of these aftermarket anti-rattle devices to put down here so it tightens up nice and tight. I have one here because I have a hitch extension that's mounted into my hitch there, and so I already have one there. I don't have a second one in order to put on this bike rack yet though. So I'm going to have to get one to put down here, because otherwise, you know, it's going to be flopping around pretty good. Also, I would suggest maybe get a locking pin with a key so that you can lock your hitch, or lock the rack onto your hitch so no one comes along and steals it from you. All right, let's take a closer look here. A couple of things. Right back here, we do have this pin, and this pin is what prevents the rack from tilting. So if you pull it out, loosen up the tension just a little bit, there we go, and then move it down to this hole, which is down here, lock it in again, then what happens is it allows you to lower the rack into this configuration right here. There you go. So now we have the rack in its lowered position. Now again, keep in mind, I have an 8-inch extension here, so it looks like it sticks out quite a ways, and honestly it does stick out quite a bit. But that's kind of nice because it allows you to lower your tailgate and still have access to the bed of your truck, as well as have bikes on the rack. That is an aftermarket product, okay? And you'd have to go out there and find one of those yourself. All right, so let's go ahead and take a closer look at the rack here. So this is the design that allows you to raise this bar up right here in the middle. So we're going to do that. We're going to unhitch it from using this little... We're going to unhitch it using this little strap right here, nice little rubber strap. And by doing that, it's going to allow us to raise this up into that configuration. We have another pin that I should have taken out already right down here. So let's take that out and move that so we can get this up and get it locked into place. So let's lock it in. There we go. Now this upright post is locked into place and it can't move. Now you can see more about what we're looking at here. We got this upright with these clamps here. You can spin them around and grab onto your bike. You can put them onto your seat post or maybe on your down tube. You know, be able to clamp down on your bike like so. And they're also adjustable, okay, so you can raise these up and down. Now they give you these handy little straps right here that work well, made of you know, it's kind of like a plasticky style rubber, But I like the latch down here because it's real simple and easy to use. You just push on it to release it, or push on it and feed this through, and it's locked into place. And so it allows you to go around your tire to kind of secure it to the rack. So far, I'll tell you, I like the rack, how it's designed. It's simplistic. 200-pound capacity, which is great. This upright was working well with a couple of bikes that I put on it. There's another great feature though. This is probably the best feature of this bike rack. Yeah, for sure. Check this out. Right underneath here, you got a little thumb knob you can loosen up. Look at that. Built-in ramps. That is a built-in ramp, and you have one on both sides. How about that? Is that cool or what? Not a ramp that you have to, dismantle and attach over here and then, take it off and put it back again, or stick it in the trunk of your car or your truck or something. It's built in. Got a nice little hinge here, inside here, that allows it to, move up and down, and it just slides right inside the tray here. Made of probably heavy aluminum, I'm guessing. But what a cool feature is that, huh? I mean, built in, nice and simple and easy. I tell you, I like this rack for all these reasons I'm showing you. Just simple to use, not as complicated as some racks are. And with a few of your own little tweaks, you can make it work really good, like, your own hitch pin, locking hitch pin, the anti-rattle device to keep it in there nice and tight so it's not moving. Those are huge improvements for, probably $30 that you could use, or that you could spend to make this a really good rack for some e-bikes. Yeah, I said some e-bikes. Now let's talk about some of the big flaw here. The big flaw with this, it's not designed for 4-inch fat tires. Nope. They really missed the mark on that one. You can put like a 3.25-inch tire on here just fine, or smaller, but you can't put a standard 4-inch fat tire bike on here. It's just too wide, and the tire sticks up way too far, too high on the track. It's not safe. Could you do it? Yes. Yes, you probably could use it that way. I wouldn't, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. First, let's go ahead and just unhook these little straps to get those out of the way. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and load up the Truxus Lynx, which is a 20 by 4-inch fat tire. And you're going to see the rack move a lot, and that's because we don't have the anti-rattle device, which secures it nice and tight. So it is going to wobble a bit. And that just also kind of shows you how important it is that you have some kind of mechanism like an anti-wobble device to secure the rack, okay? But here, that easy. We got it up here. We can move this around, see if we can get this to go into place here. It's not going to fit here on this large head tube. Let's see if we can get it to come down here. Let's see. It's not going to wiggle jiggle enough. I think what we're going to do is we're going to use this one. So let's bring this one around. And we're going to go maybe right here on the frame. Right there. And we're going to see if we can get it onto there. All right, guys, so here's a problem. These clamps, they're not going to open wide enough in order for you to go around a giant fat tire bike frame like this right here, so there's nowhere to grab it there. You can almost go down and maybe grab it here, but that's not ideal because it's pretty fat. So ideally, we would want to get it onto the seat post back here. But if you notice this clamping mechanism, it's not adjustable. I mean, you can move it back and forth, but now we're at a bad angle to try to get it in here. It doesn't go back far enough. I'd have to move the bike forward to that, and now I'm about to come off the tray down there. So it's not going to really work for this bike right here, unfortunately, because it needs to be able to grab the support that goes up, the support that goes up on top here if it's a step over bike, or something that doesn't have an integrated battery, that has a smaller frame, maybe you could grab it, but it's just too far away from the seat post. It's just not going to work for this fat tire bike. So let's go ahead and try another one. All right, for this one we're going to use the Zoda Zephyr, which is a mid-step bike. So let's go ahead and get up there. It is a 20 by 4 inch fat tire. So we're going to roll it up on the track and see if we can make this work here. So we're right there, about in the center. Now this, take this one up all the way. I'm going to go ahead and slide this one up as much as it'll go, because I think this is going to work just fine for us on this particular bike. So can we make this work? So it wants to grab the frame, but again, because this piece here doesn't pivot, it's not at a good angle in order to get a good grip on it. And again, it doesn't reach the seat post. Okay, I mean, I can rotate it this way, but then we're maybe right there, but that's not going to work because I can't raise it tall enough. Let's use this one. Let's use this one. So that one can almost lock in. Let's see if we can lock it in here. Squeeze that, tighten this up. We've got that one. We've got that one locked in. But if you notice right here, the bike isn't center. The front tire is on the edge of the track, so it's ready to fall off. And over here, we still have, a good 6 inches or so. So ideally, we would want the bike moved backwards a little bit. But again, there's no further adjustments here that allows us to do that. But it's on there nice and secure. And I'm confident that, these are going to hold just fine. And I like that you have an upright on this rack, because for instance, on my other rack that I use regularly, there's no upright here. It's the kind that has the mechanism that just kind of latches onto the tire, and it's kind of unstable. It allows the bike to wiggle a lot, and this one doesn't have much wiggle when you do it this way. So in that respect, it's working out pretty good. Now, let's go ahead and show you what it looks like sitting on this tray right here. Let's get down here, get you a bird's eye view of just what this looks like. See that there? You got a lot of space underneath this tire. This tire is just barely sitting on the edge of the top of the rack here. So it's not really gripping, it's not really gripping that 4-inch tire very well. This rack surely needed to be even just a 1/2 inch wider. It would probably work just fine. But basically what you have now is you just simply have the fat tire sitting way up here on top of the tray, and that's just not ideal. I mean, you could probably make it work. It's just maybe not the safest. You could still use these straps to strap the tire down to keep the tire from bouncing up, bouncing off that tray, if you trust that. But I just wished, doggone it, they were so close on this. Let's look back here on this side. They were just so close on getting this right. Aren't these ramps such a great feature? Just a great feature. Oh my goodness. So these straps here, which are designed to go through the tire, it has this little piece here that falls off because it's not on there very secure. It just kind of slides on and off, see? So it's easy to lose those. But even that is designed to, when you put this around, it's designed to grab hold of your tire or your rim. And, it's not going to work on a big old fat tire like that. So this is kind of pointless. You could just use it without and secure and tighten that down. Yeah. Tell you what, let's grab another bike and try it. Okay, for this demonstration, we're going to use the Dayhan, which is just a 43-pound bike, so it's easier for me just to pick it up and set it on here. But let's take a look and see how this works here. So this is going to work out just fine because, we can move this around, get it right down over the frame like it's supposed to be, tighten it down, and look at that. The bike isn't going to go anywhere. It's nice and tight. And yeah, so this one too, if you notice where it clamps here, the tire is closer to the end. It's still on the ramp, or still on the tray, but we got a lot more space over here on this side. Okay, so it's not center, which is still fine, especially once you have your anti-rattle device on there. The rack is going to be nice and stiff and tight, and it's not going to move, so that's not a problem. But take a look, guys. These tires are like, oh my goodness, I think these were an inch and 3/4, and you can see, you know, you've got a lot of space there now. Okay, so clearly it's designed for smaller tires. Let me demonstrate this for you. I'm going to put this strap through here somewhere, maybe right there. See what I'm talking about right here? This little device is designed to go like around a rim that is really small, like that right there. And then of course then you feed it through and tighten it down. Look, I can almost do this one-handed. Let's move this up, get it back up on the tire. There we go. See, just like that. And that's pretty good. So let's see here. Let's wrap this video up and let's talk about a couple of things. Great rack, with the exception of, you know, it won't handle a 4-inch tire. So if you have a 3-inch tire, you're golden. It's going to work well for you, as long as you have like a mid-step or something that allows you to easily clamp it down. You might be able to grab your seat post. Again, just kind of depends on how long and how short your bike is, and just how everything matches up here. It's really a shame that this right here didn't have like a ball mount that allowed you to more easily rotate this. And it looks like there is some small adjustment there. I just noticed on the back side here, it looks like maybe that pivots a little bit. Let's loosen it up and see. Yeah, see, you've got a little bit of movement there. Half inch or so, maybe an inch. So maybe an inch or so. Oh, but the bike is about to fall off the front of the rack, so I can't have it like this because the front tire is about to fall off the rack. I need it to come back just a little bit. To make it come back, it's going to be at a little bit of an angle like that. Yeah. So even that, you know, might work for some bikes. It's a pretty durable clamp system, so I mean, all of that I like about it. So there's, I got a love-hate relationship with this rack, because it'll handle 200 pounds, which typically if it's going to be 200 pounds, it's going to be a fat tire e-bike. It's heavy, right? But the tires don't fit, so you have to put a smaller tire bike on here, which is probably going to be much lighter, like this 43-pound Dayhan, or it might be a 60-pound bike that has like a 3-inch tire or something. So yeah, I wish the engineers had just thought this through and maybe had consulted somebody first before they built this, because if that was 4 inches, guys, this would be an outstanding rack, because the retail price on this is about, with the coupon that you can clip on Amazon, it's about $475. So a good price for a good solid rack, 200-pound capacity, built-in ramps that you can easily, you know, slide in and tuck away or pull out and use. Good price for what you get, if you could safely load a 4-inch tire on that thing. I wouldn't be comfortable. Therefore, I'm not going to test it going down the road. I don't have my anti-rattle device, okay? So I'm not going to test this going down the road, because I'm just not safe with feeling too safe with the tire just riding on top of the tray. Tell me what you think. What do you think about this? Great rack, with that one exception there. I hope the makers of this rack will maybe see this video. Maybe they've already got something in the works, because other than that, it's a simple design. Love it, love it, love it, for a smaller tire bike. Tell me what you think. That's going to be it for this video. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. If you have any questions, drop them down below. I'd like to hear your comments. And yeah, go check out this rack. I'm still going to put a link to it, because it's still good for a lot of people. Okay, it's still going to fit a lot of people's needs, because if you have a 3-inch tire, you're golden. 3-inch or less. That's going to be it for this video. Catch you in the next one.